Hey everybody, I have a great story for you today. So I was at a turning point in my life and I made a decision and no one was going to tell me any different. I wanted to make the decision. I was ready to make the decision. And my dad, being a loving father and feeling like he knew more than me about what I should do in my life, tried to warn me of this decision. And he told me his opinion, and then he told me kind of a prediction of how he saw it going. And the interesting thing about it is he actually was right. I did in a way make a mistake, and yet that mistake has served me in so many different ways because I wouldn't take it back. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna even cry because it was so special. I learned so much from that experience, and I've always been one to do what I want to do. And so when I have made my decision up, or I've made my choice, it's rare that I would take it back. I think as I get older, I live a life of consultation and I'm much more open to hearing people out and then reflecting on it and praying about it, right? But when I was younger, I must have been about 24 years old, and I made this decision, and now I'm 45 and I wouldn't take it back because there was so many lessons I needed to learn in that moment. So my question to you is, have you ever tried to save others from making a mistake or feeling something? Like when you see your child or a loved one really struggling, isn't there a part of you that wants to be a savior? It's wonderful because as parents, we get to watch our kids grow up and they get to start making decisions for their life. And because we're older and we've even experienced what we've experienced, we might be able to see the future of their decisions, and yet it isn't ours to make. Just like my dad giving me advice, I needed that particular decision was mine to make, and it was mine to learn from. And looking back, I'm grateful that my dad loves me enough to tell me his opinion and his advice. And yet I find myself wanting to do that for other people that I love. I want to prevent them from making a mistake, or I want to let them know how they're screwing up. Or I want to fix their pain, right? And so are you a people pleaser, right? Are you a fixer-upper? And we do this in so many different ways. If you're in any kind of relationship, you have had this experience where if someone's crying, it's like you want to help them, you want to fix it, and you want to find a solution for them. And sometimes, sometimes there is something we can do, but for the most part, everybody has to learn for themselves. And I think when people uncover the answers, that's what I do with clients. I help ask the right questions so they can uncover the right answers, so that they uncover the lesson they are supposed to learn. I can't just tell them, although lots of times it's so easy to see someone else's faults and someone else's mistakes. That's the easy part. Helping direct them to find their own experience and their own lessons and their own opportunities is a totally different thing. So I was thinking about being a parent and how, because we're older, and we've learned from our mistakes, and maybe we don't want our kids to make the same mistake as us, and we're trying to keep them from making the same mistake we did. And yet I was with a client yesterday and we were talking about a person in her life, and that person, because of their behavior and maybe even circumstances and even mental illness, right? That could be the reason why the relationship is hard. And there's nothing we can do about that anyway. And a lot of times we don't understand why people have to go through hard things or endure and learn what they need to learn in this life. And the point I'm trying to get at is that everybody has their own lesson in life. And we got to this place of letting this person be who they are and give them permission to learn the lesson that they're supposed to learn, and look at how that person is actually giving us a lesson to learn in life, because all things work together for our good. So even things that seem like a challenge or a struggle or just plain wrong, all things work together for good. Even wrong things can work together for good because there's lessons and there's always something to learn from whatever happens. And so when I think about watching someone make a mistake, it's okay. It's okay to watch someone make a mistake. Everybody has a journey. And I think that we waste a lot of time and energy and emotion around worrying about other people. And worry doesn't help. So when we see someone making a choice and worrying about it, we're really just hurting ourselves. And if we could change the dynamic, if we could be happy for that person, even as we watch them make a mistake, we can let go of things that are holding us back and let go of the worry and let that person be. This is a perfect example of a mother. I almost think of the word mother hen or a helicopter mom who's trying to protect her kid, and he wants to jump off the diving board with the other kids, and she's so worried he doesn't know how to swim, and she was able to let go of the worry, and he did jump in and he was able to make it to the side. How many times does our worry hold other people back? How many times does our shame that we might even put on somebody, probably the worst thing we could say is after it happens is, I told you so, right? It's not about being right or wrong. And it's really looking at why we need to have control over someone else, and why do we try to save others from emotions? And my question is, am I a saver or a truster? So learning how to trust the ones we love offers them a chance to heal. It gives them an opportunity to learn what they need to learn, and for us to focus on what we're supposed to learn. I don't think God had it in mind for us to worry and judge and critique other people's lessons and plans that he has in store for them. I really believe that he wants us to focus on his plan for us and his will for us in the day that we're in. So hopefully, if you ask yourself the question, who am I trying to save? And what emotions am I trying to avoid so that I can save someone else? And really ask yourself, would I trust this person to heal and learn the lesson they're here for? Or am I going to intervene and try to be the saver? Which isn't really possible, because we all get to learn the lessons that we're here to learn, with or without you. So I hope this helps let go of some of the control and fixing we try to do to others.